Hi, Assalamualaikum, and a good day, class. Have a very good day today. Okay, we will continue with the second part of SDLC. So we are still lagi cerita tentang SDLC. So the first part of the video, I'm just talking about the introduction of SDLC. I explained to you what is the guideline of SDLC, and then who's involved in SDLC, who is steering committee, who is the project team, who is the vendor, and a few terms such as what is custom package, what is feasibility study, what are the techniques that you can use to gather data. Right, so that is normally that is a few things that I introduced to you, because that all the terms that you have to make sure you understood before we go through every stages or every phases of SDLC. Now we are in part 2 of this video, so we are going to focus to 5 stages or 5 phases of SDLC. So the learning outcome, to remind you again, what is the learning outcome? So at the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe the steps of SDLC. So this is the diagram. So this is the diagram of SDLC. Alright, in a cycle, that's why we call it SDLC, System Development Life Cycle. Every phases or every stages of SDLC, you must focus on what is the activities to perform in every stages. So for example, we have planning phase. Okay, planning phase, we have consists of 4 activities: review project requests, prioritize project requests, allocate resources, and form project development team. Phase 2, analysis, consists of 2 activities: conduct preliminary investigation, also known as feasibility study. So what is feasibility study? Remember what we have discussed in part 1. Perform detailed analysis. Phase 3, design, which consists of also 2 activities: acquire hardware and software if necessary, and also develop detailed system. Phase 4, the implementation, consists of 3 activities to perform: develop programs and apps if necessary, develop programs and application if necessary, install and test the new system, and then train the user. And the last phase is maintenance, which consists of 3 activities: perform maintenance activities, monitor system performance, and assess system security. Now we will start with the first phase, planning. Now what is planning? Planning phase, okay, atau planning stage begins when the steering committee receive a project request. So it is involved, dia akan melibatkan the steering committee. So the steering committee receive a project request. So project request ni from who? From the client. Okay, from the client or the customer. Now who is steering committee? Steering committee consists of 5 to 9 members. Normally this is the range of person or total individuals of the steering committee, 5 to 9 members. And who are the 5 to 9 members? It can be the vice president, it can also managers, the president itself, non-management user, okay, orang-orang yang bukan terlibat dengan management, kumpulan-kumpulan management, kumpulan-kumpulan yang bukan management, and user, and IT personnel. So IT personnel ni any person which has the background of the IT. Okay. So the steering committee is the higher level of management. Normally steering committee ini adalah the higher level of management in organization. Okay, in organization, which normally Normally they act as the decision making group. Act as decision making. Okay, orang yang membuat keputusan. Okay, yang kita akan bagi responsibility, yang bertanggungjawab terhadap keputusan-keputusan sama ada we have to continue, we have to postpone, or we have to stop the project. They had the authority, so this steering committee had the authority to decide on any decision for the certain request or for the certain proposal or for the certain project request. So bila steering committee ini terima project request, they had the authority to decide whether to accept, to reject, to postpone, or just terminate the project. So for example, in our college, the steering committee might consist of our pengarah, pengarah college, okay, the KJ or the head of department, all the KU or the head of unit, and few representative from different fields such as the representative of lecturers, the representative of the students, and the representative of the staff, and etc. So they are grouped into what we call as the steering committee. So what happened during the first phase, planning phase? What happened in this stage? The planning phase for project begins when the steering committee receive a project request. This is what we start. We start with the receive project request. Project begins with the receive a project request. So there are 4 major activities performed. Number 1 is review and approve the project request. Number 2 is prioritize the project request. Number 3 is allocate resources such as budget, the cost, how much money we need to complete the project, who are the person involved, who are the team leader, who are the system analysts, the people, and also what is the device or hardware or the software that we need to complete the project. And of course, the last activity is form a project development team for approved project. So this is what the 4 activities that need to be decided by the steering committee. So ini adalah planning, ini adalah peringkat di mana steering committee sahaja yang involved, okay, di antara steering committee. So let's go to the next slide. Okay, so we are still talking about the 4 tadi ini, but I want to explain to you with a simple situation. So let me explain more based on this situation. Now just imagine every year, at the end of the year, for example, this year, so 2021, we are on 2021. So in the month of November or December, KML or the management group will ask every unit to send their annual plan for the coming year. They will ask every unit or every representative to come up with their own activity plan for the 2022. So every unit will come up with their ideas and working paper to be submitted to the steering committee or the management group. So each unit might come with 2 or 3 ideas in mind. Okay, so for example, biology come with 3 project proposal. Mathematics come with might be 2 project proposal. Chemistry come with 5 project proposal. Right? And UPAM come with only 1 project proposal. So that every project proposal will be considered in the steering committee punya meeting. Right? So what happened? the steering committee will sit together and perform all these 4 activities. Alright. So we have Bio 2 project. We have chemistry with 3 project. Science computer science with 2 project. And then we have mathematics unit with 3 project. So all the project is, total project will be 2, 5, 10 project. Okay. 10 project proposal will be submitted and represented in front of the steering committee. So what happened next? The management team or the steering committee, okay, the steering committee here, the steering committee will review and decide whether, approve decide whether the idea or proposal should be accepted or rejected based on their own logical argument. So all the steering committee is together and then they will read all the proposal, the working proposal, the detail, what is the objective, why we need to come with this project, what is the function, what is the budget, and all sort of the decision that has been made written in the working paper. So they will read and then review all the proposal and the idea and decide whether it should be accepted or rejected based on their own logical argument. So kalau dia kata yang ini perlu diteruskan, the biology project 2 project ini is a very good project, we have to continue, we have to start this project. The chemistry we have 3 project, but the first one is not very tak penting sangat, so we just continue with these 2 projects. Science Com, we have decided to complete with these 2 projects. Mathematics, yes, we have all the project to be continued. So might be from the 3 project ini, after the first activity, 10 project ini might only reject 1 project, so there might be only 9 project to accepted. Okay, accepted. So from 10 project, hanya tinggal 9 projek saja yang diterima untuk diteruskan dalam aktiviti yang kedua. So after 10 project had been reviewed, then the 9 project ini yang diterima ini will be prioritized again. So what means the prioritize? What happened next? Yes, all the proposal, the 9 proposal which passes activity 1 will be going through the second activities. The management team will prioritize all the proposal again. Okay, tadi dia cuma kata nak terima, nak teruskan ke tak kan? So dalam aktiviti kedua, they will go through every detail of the project and prioritize it. Prioritize, memberi keutamaan terhadap projek-projek tersebut. Siapa projek mana yang perlu diteruskan segera, projek mana yang perlu di-postpone, projek mana yang perlu di-hold dulu. This is might be because of the time frame, because of the cost or the budget constraint. The management team will prioritize all the proposal again based on the budget constraint and the importance of the project. In this activity, there might be some project that will be postponed, will be immediately execute or stay on plan. So daripada 9 projek ini, mereka akan prioritizekan, okay, prioritize sama ada you have to postpone ataupun immediately execute, ataupun stay on plan. Okay, maksudnya kalau dia kata bulan 8 lah. So, katakan 9 project request ini. Okay, so the 5 of the project request, 2 of the project request itu adalah projek-projek yang utama, which involve the student. So, when it is involved, the student is a priority. The priority to the our management to start it. So, kita akan prioritizekan projek itu to be completed first. And then it's also because of the cost. Might be we have, if we have about 10,000, you have 9 project. You have to make sure that the 10,000 itu is used for the project that focus on the student. So kita akan make sure that the steering committee will decide on that, right? So 9 project accepted. But because of the 5 for the second activities ini, priorities ini, so they only might be 3 activities will be completed, will be go through the third activities, which is allocate resources such as money, people, and equipment. Now, activity 3, the project will be reviewed based on the resources such as, do we have the ability in cost? People. People ini adalah a development team. Siapa yang akan bertanggungjawab terhadap project start. The time frame is reliable to complete the project in this activity. Okay, the time frame tu sesuai ke tak? Masa, budget, semuanya. Ada orang tak yang boleh handle the project? And of course, once all the asset budget had been reviewed and finalized, the due date is decided. Then it is important to appoint the person in charge in the project. So, dalam fasa ketiga, dalam aktiviti ketiga, all the 3, ini aktiviti yang dah pass the second activities. Okay, kita katakan 3 project pass the second activity. So, these 3 project akan project 1, okay, project 1, project 2, project 3 akan go through akan diberikan resources lah, akan di-allocate resources. Right. Allocate budget, cost, people, equipment. Okay. So, dalam hal ini, every project itu akan diberi detail, akan go through every cost, akan go through every person who is the AJK involved, and then what is the hardware or software or support that needed to complete the project. Okay, then the last activities of course to form a project development team. Okay, kalau dalam aktiviti ketiga tadi kita hanya appoint the leader, okay, appoint the leader of the project. But in the activity 4, the last activity ini, kita akan come up with all the AJK involved for the development team. Right. Done. So in other words, the development team lah. Okay, so the development team yang aktiviti ke. Now during planning phase, okay, so there are because it's a planning phase. When you have to plan, you have to plan it wisely. You have to plan it very well. So your plan itu you plan and schedule the time relationship among project activities. So this time during your plan, you have to come up with all the activities that you have to go through in every phases. Kamu perlu listkan semua aktiviti yang berlaku yang perlu dilaksanakan sepanjang fasa tersebut. Now, not just the activity, you have also to make sure the time frame, tarikh dia bila mula, tarikh bila tamat, semua tu perlu dinyatakan. So, itu yang kita panggil sebagai Gantt chart. So, planning activities, planning phase mesti berakhir dengan satu plan, satu rancangan dalam bentuk Gantt chart ataupun PERT chart. Okay, so the planning stage are very crucial. Project manager along with the team member yang dilantik tadi will come up with the detailed budget and time schedule along with the project activities. This is what we call as Gantt chart or PERT chart. So ini adalah contoh Gantt chart. As you can see, you have the month, we have the years, how many how many day you have to complete certain activities. Okay. Biasanya ditunjuk dalam hari, biasa ditunjuk dalam bulan, biasanya ditunjuk dalam tahun. It depends on how long the activity will be performed, will be completed. This is the example of PERT chart. You can also come up your plan with the PERT by using the PERT chart. Analyze time to complete task and minimum time for entire project. So Gantt chart and PERT chart helps to guide project team, stay on the task and also time frame. As a result, the project will be completed without any additional time, which, if it happens, will lead to an additional cost, which we don't want it.